Philippines has a literacy rate of a little over 85%. This is among the highest in the planet. Conversely, and sadly enough, nearly 80% of the people do not have bank accounts, underscoring one of the lowest financial literacies not only in the region but globally as well. PTV correspondent Joanna Cruz, on by a multi-sector agency of the Bangko Sentral, OWA, and private sector groups to school migrant workers on the ABCs of setting aside some hard-earned money for savings and managing their finances in this report.
Ricky, a Filipino nautical engineer who has done his fair share of traveling abroad, is one of the hardworking Filipinos who took the gamble overseas to provide for their family's needs. Earning a relatively higher salary than many back home, Ricky and his wife, an X-ray technician in the Philippines, have invested their hard-earned money on a piece of real estate, an asset considered to be a stable investment among Filipinos. Still, despite rather good take-home pay, a taste for an upscale lifestyle and brand-name products has ultimately led to missed opportunities to save, and his wife taking hold of their finances.
Sa panahon ngayon, kailangan talaga magtipid. Kailangan mag-savings talaga kasi sa darating na panahon, di mo alam, di mo masabi. Lalo na pag may pamilya ka na, mahirap.
A survey conducted by the Central Bank showed that only 35.5% of OFW-dependent families save a portion of cash remittances. Meanwhile, only 5.1% invest. Filipino workers abroad send $26 billion yearly on an average back home, which has consistently contributed to roughly 10% of the country's gross domestic product or GDP.
Hindi biro ang kontribusyon ng ating mga bagong bayani sa ating ekonomiya. Nakalulungkot na ayon sa mga survey, 35.5% lang ng mga OFW ang nag-iipon.
Alarmed by the obvious mishandling of finances, the BSP, OWA, and the private sector have collaborated to form the program dubbed Pitaka, short for Pinansyal na Talino at Kaalaman. It aims to inculcate a culture of saving and responsible spending among OFWs. Officials advise to save 10% of their salaries, avoid extravagant shopping sprees, and to be very careful in wary of fraud and shady characters in starting a business.
Last few years, we've been experiencing yung mga kinds of distressed workers that pertain to mga long-time workers, halimbawa sa Saudi, yung mga construction workers na nagsasara yung kanilang mga proyekto, mga kumpanya, they need to come home. So, observation namin, mas nakaka-cope dun sa distressful situation ng naudlot yung kontrata, kailangan bumalik. Yung mga nakapagplano, nakapag-impok.
The presentations and sessions will be incorporated into the pre-departure and post-arrival seminars all OFWs are required to attend. They are specially designed to be catchy and relevant to the average and simple one on the street. Joanna Cruz, for the Nation.